me clothes, give me love, and give me shelter, shelter. Simple life, it's all we want to live. Give me food, give me clothes, give me love, and give me shelter, shelter. Yeah.
So welcome to the We Too Are Liberals Movement podcast, Monologue. Purpose of our monologue tonight, today, this morning, or whatever you can call it, depending on your time zone, is not to only deliver a powerful Pan-African critique of the July 17 protest, but also offer an alternative roadmap for Liberia's youth. Again, I want to say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, dear listeners. Depending on your time zone, again, I'll say welcome to our We Too monologue. Marching Minds, that's our title, not just feet, rethinking resistance in Liberia. I'm nothing but your host this morning, this afternoon, this evening, wherever you are again. Ayiti Williams speaking today from a Pan-African perspective. Liberia is, as we all know, at a critical crossroad. On July 17, there will be a protest, I guess, under the theme We the People protest. That's going to be led by, I believe his name is Mulubah Morlu. He'll mobilize thousands in the streets. But the question here, is that really enough for, our country? The grievances fueling this mobilization are undeniable. Skyrocketing cost of living, rampant corruption, brutality in policing, a failing healthcare system, dysfunctional concessions, and gender injustice. The youth farmers, civil servants, faith leaders, they are all marching towards the capital. Even the CDC Youth League has thrown its support behind the action. So for a second, I would like you to, if you can, grab a writing instrument, maybe your gadgets and things of sort. Let's see if we can go to begin to share this live with as many as people as we can, so that they get a sense of what this particular monologue is all about. As you all know, our podcast here is to educate, to cultivate, and to empower the social and morally conscious youth. So again, if you have just tuned in, actually you begin to share this live. This is the We Too Are Liberals Movement podcast, monologue. As you all know, we are not in the business. We often said that manufacturing placements and hustlers. Rather, we say we're in the business of changing and revolutionizing the thought process of our people, not only in Liberia. So again, please begin to share the live. This is quite important. In less than 48, or maybe, I wouldn't say 24 hours, maybe less than 48 hours, we will have mass protests in Liberia. And so under the auspices of the We Too movement, we've decided to do a monologue so as to hopefully reframe, retweak, desensitize our people to see, create a new roadmap to kind of point out people into the different directions. Because historically, there have been protests and we haven't seen results. So again, now, but I like to ask the question, is a massive demonstration truly the most effective route for youth? Historically, Liberia's protests from the 1979, as we all know, riots to later uprising often ended in violence or unmet expectations. Yes, protest is a constitutional right. Yet, protest alone can unintentionally reinforce the power structure it seeks to dismantle. we need something more strategic, more sustainable. So here, an alternative for the youth and the masses, discipline, civic engagement, I think is actually one route. Now, I propose three prolonged Pan-African approach. Or the We Too movement would like to propose, I'll say, three Pan-African approach, combining local mobilization, legal strategies, and global solidarity. Let's look at localize and document. Now, we will try to see if we can begin with a rigorous county by county gathering of case studies, collect testimonials, proof of constitutional violation, demographic data, and other concessions practices. Build a living archive, structured, compelling, and ready for tribunal, domestic or international. Second, maybe we can engage institutions. Don't just confront them with your dossier requests, formal audiences with President Borkai and key officials presented, something more systematic that's backed by legal and international frameworks. That would probably force accountability with our cares, a strategy that will be rooted in democratic rigor. So now maybe we can also build coalition, include alumni of global Pan-African networks, similar to Liberia's Women of Mass Action for Peace, who in 2003 actually pressed Charles Taylor toward peace through nonviolent, disciplined civil mobilization. And I think that could be another pathway as opposed to mass protest. Then maybe we can also mobilize the diaspora and Pan-African allies. Liberia's youth movement must tap into the diaspora, especially young Liberians in the US, to provide resources for vocational education, civic training, and capacity building programs. I think these alternatives that we are providing can be more sustainable and a pathway, to kind of raise our people from their current condition. Now, we can also draw on continental initiatives. For example, digital campaigns like Kenya Reject Finance Bill or Uganda's youth platforms, which coupled grassroots strength with international clout. That can be another way. Now, why this actually works better, we also have to strengthen the narrative. Now, that'll shift from emotional energy to disciplined advocacy, because we know a lot of times our advocacy is more from an emotional side where we're speaking because we have these political alignment that preclude us or stop us from actually, advocating for the masses, but we come from a place where we are more emotional, and then we're speaking from a place of hurt. And so we miss actually the mark and the significance of what we really, really want to do. So we'll have to also harness global Pan-African solidarity. This will actually show that Liberia is not isolated. It's part of the collective rising. And that's why, when I'm speaking most often, I'll say that Liberia is a subset of Africa. Liberia belongs not only to Liberia, but also to Africa, because the fact that we're Africans, and Liberia is only a country within the continent. And we are looking at the bigger picture. This country has been around for at least 177 years, and sooner or later will be around for 178 years. That's happening in the next week, several days. So, and that's why I thought for a fact, earlier on today I went ahead and I did a short. Most time I know my short are a little long, but I went ahead and I give, a synopsis of what we're going to be talking about tonight. But tonight I wanted to give a little bit in-depth information, because the real truth is there is an escaping indictment on our young men and women to keep them down. And where's this coming from? And then we go ahead, we create all these protests and, that really won't translate into anything sustainable, anything tangible that will raise our youth, and not only our youth, even the general masses, from the current condition even from the condition that we in. So the question now is, why are you even going to protest on July 17th? There must be an answer from you before you even form part of that protest. And the real truth is, if the answer that's coming from within does not make any sense, then there's no need. So I want you guys to kind of listen for a little bit, listen to what we have to offer. Hopefully, this will be able to help us, point us in the right direction, because our youth are the future of that nation. Our youth are the future of Africa. Our youth are the future of the world. Oftentimes we say that we're citizens of the world. So let's continue. We can also empower youth institutionally. And how can we do that? We build long-term impact through training, capacity, and civic culture. So the youth leader I like to talk to now, like Mulubah Morlu, or maybe we say John Morlu. Hopefully, I don't know if John is Mulubah Morlu. I'm pretty sure must champion this, evolve activism. Morlu, you have the vision and the voice, but channel it towards building documentation, teams, legal cells, diaspora partnership. Mobilize, yes, but not only on July 17 in the street. Mobilize every day in the classroom, in courtrooms, boardrooms, cyber places, or cyber space, and things of that nature. But the truth is to see your country and see the demographic, the mass of the populace that is already disenfranchised. Do you think this is the right path to take? So now, for those of you who have just tuned in, if you're watching, this is the We to Our Liberia Movement podcast. This is what we do. We all often said that we are certainly not in the business of manufacturing players, pimps, and hustlers, but rather we want to revolutionize your thought process. We want to change your thought process, reframe your thought process so that you can begin to see yourself and see this country from the perspective where you want to see growth, not personal growth, but growth holistically for the entire country, so that the wealth can be equally distributed, so everyone, again, can have life in abundance, their rights to life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness is going to be top notch. So again, to our youth and to all Liberians, let's harness the righteous anger of enough is enough. But let's also, offer the blueprint, not just a banner. If we want to fix healthcare, justice, education concessions, police accountability, and constitutional reform, we need a sustained engagement strategy. For example, local documentation hubs in each county, strategic legal advocacy teams, diaspora-funded civic tech platforms, and vocational exchange. Now, lastly, a Pan-African solidarity event and digital mobilization across the continent. I mean, I know for a fact a lot of you see us from time to time when we speak. We do not only speak, though our platform is called the We to Our Liberians Movement podcast, but here we are. We are actually speaking on issues that move across the entire continent because the vision is so big, and we want our youth, the youth of Liberia, to be competitive. But how can they be competitive if we are not building schools that are comparable to even schools within our region or within the entire continent? So those are things that we want to recommend. Again, local documentation hubs in each county, strategic legal advocacy themes, diaspora-funded civic tech platforms, and vocational exchange. Lastly, we say Pan-African solidarity events and digital mobilization across the entire continent. This is the true liberation, and that's true freedom, true emancipation for our youth. This is structural agency grounded in Pan-African unity. This is how we can break the cycle of protest without progress and build a new Liberia, one pillow at a time. Again, if you're tuning, you're watching the We to Our Liberians Movement podcast again, I speak to and for the masses. I want to say to all of our youth, where you are, because some of you have been reduced to bike riders, some of you have been reduced to beggars, to destitutes, prostitutes. There's something larger, something bigger than you being someone's yard boy, than you being labeled as a Zogo. So think about this protest. I know it's hard because one would say, a lot of times what we actually try to preach or to teach or to put out here for those of the less fortunate individual who sometimes even find it difficult to understand. You have a role to play in Liberia. You have a role to play as an individual, as a father, as a true citizen of Liberia, who is entitled to all of the rights that anybody else in Liberia who holds Liberia's citizenship has. And so that's why we believe that this protest should not be allowed. Let us rethink our decisions. Let us actually rethink our decision. And that's why tonight's monologue is titled Marching Minds, not just feet, rethinking resistance in Liberia. Again, if you have tuned in, you're watching the We to Our Liberians Movement monologue tonight. Monologue title, Marching Minds, Not Just Feet, Rethinking Resistance in Liberia. Liberia deserves better. You deserve better. You're kings, you're queens. You're not destitute. You're not Zogos. Do not be carried away. Do not be mobilized easily or be influenced by anyone, by any means necessary, to go and protest for something that you are not going to benefit from, that is not going to benefit the masses. So again, true liberation starts when we begin to think differently and act differently. Because the book says that greater is he that's in you than he that's in the world. We go back, the book says that, for I know the plans that I have for you, the plans to prosper you and not to bring you to an expected end. Your expected end is not to be running around. You know, you're thinking that you're protesting for your right? No. That's to give someone glory. Before CDC, there's Liberia. Before UP, there's Liberia. So let's be concerned about this country. Let's be concerned about ourselves. Let's be concerned about family. We understand the plight of the country. But a protest is not the route to take at this particular time. Protest is not the pathway at this particular time. You deserve better. You deserve better. The entire country deserves better. Our young children deserve better. Each child deserves better. They should have the right to quality education, good health care, affordable homes. We deserve better infrastructure. But the real truth is, yes, a protest now is not the option. I hope tonight's monologue serve as a pathway where we can begin to rethink our decision and maybe draw from some of the points that we actually highlighted tonight. Again, this is what we do on the We Too Our Liberation Movement podcast. Our sole purpose here, or our mission here, is to educate, to cultivate, and to empower the socially and morally conscious youth. Each one help one. Let us build this country, or rebuild this country, on the philosophy and the concept of Ubuntu. That is, I am because we are. Again, our monologue title for tonight. I want you to pay key attention to our monologue title tonight. Marching Minds, Not Just Feet. Rethinking Resistance in Liberia. I'd like to close with a quote from our own sister, Maya Angelou. She said, I know why the kids bird sings. Understand your plight. That bird sings because the bird desires to be free. Dr. King did say, he said that freedom is never rolled on the wheel of inevitability. It comes with constant agitation from the oppressed to the oppressor. I understand how oppressed, how disenfranchised some of us feel. But the protest at this particular time is not an option. Tonight has been nothing but your humble host, C. Ayiti Williams. Thank you very much for tuning in. Again, I'm C. Ayiti Williams. Let's keep building across the continent. This is the We Too Our Liberation Movement podcast. I look forward to an exciting show coming tomorrow, but tonight was just our monologue. Let's keep building across the continent, across the diaspora, and within the heart of our nation. Thank you very much for watching, and I look forward to talking to you guys again. Until then, you have a great and a blessed night. I'll talk to you later. God bless. Bye for now.
It's all we want to live. Give me food, give me clothes, give me love, and give me shelter.